Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today we visit the East Brunswick Police Department's Junior Police Academy for the graduation of Class Number 8. Then we head over to Farmers Insurance Group with Mayor David Stahl for a new edition of Business Spotlight. Cindy O'Connor continues Passion with Purpose as family psychologist Phyllis Marganoff stops by the studio to discuss collaborative divorce. And prepare for liftoff as In Our Schools takes us to Bowne Munro Elementary School for Rocket Day. All this and more, so stay with us. The East Brunswick Police Department's Junior Police Academy graduation of Class Number 8 was recently held at Churchill Junior High School. The Junior Police Academy is designed to motivate young people to be outstanding citizens through law enforcement education and encourages a partnership between cadets and officers in building a safer community.
Good evening. My name is Patrolman Craig Hoover with the East Brunswick Police Department. I'm the officer assigned to our community policing unit, and I'd like to welcome everyone this evening to the graduation ceremony for East Brunswick Police Junior Academy. I want to thank you as parents and people that care obviously for your children, and you, the cadets, for putting forth such an effort this week. We put a lot of effort into this junior academy every year, and there's a lot of instructors that come in. I'm very thankful that they at least each and every one, found something that they really enjoyed this week. We polled the class, and I believe some of our favorites were, we have a lot of animal lovers here, so anything with dogs was a big favorite. And I think maybe some of the highlights for some people were the gang awareness and some of the PowerPoints, which I was kind of shocked. But we also had those being some of the non-favorites. So each cadet, I believe, found something that they really liked and took away from this academy. But as I explained to them, even the things that they didn't like, that we exposed them to with regards to maybe gang awareness or drug and alcohol awareness, is something that they really need to be exposed to in order to know to make right choices. And that exposure in conjunction with you as parents who obviously care for your children are what really is going to lead them through life. So I thank you, and I thank you, cadets, for this week.
This is the 8th Academy, and I've had the honor of coming to, I think, 7 of them. I had missed 1 year. And I always like to start these things off by thanking the officers involved, particularly Patrolman Hoover, Patrolman Angermeyer, the other 2 officers that they mentioned who gave up so much of their time. I know how much work goes into it, planning this throughout the year. I know how much fun these young cadets had, so I think a big round of applause for all our police officers here. I also want to congratulate each of the parents and those involved in sending your children to the police academy here. I have seen, and I always get a kick out of watching the faces of the young cadets, particularly when they watch that montage. You see as parents the fun that they've had throughout the entire week. And it's not just fun for the sake of fun. You could see that they've learned quite a lot about all the different aspects of policing and what I call community involvement. One of the key things I love about East Brunswick is the fact that so many of our citizens are involved in so many different programs as volunteers. And here you also saw in that montage how the rescue squad and the fire departments were involved in the course of the last week with their children. We have, by far, the best police department in the state of New Jersey. Absolutely. And one of the things that I think is important in that is the community interaction with the police department in almost every aspect. For these young children, young cadets I should say, to be involved with police officers at an early age, to understand that public safety is about that safety and how we can make sure that their lives are better off by reaching out to police officers and realizing they are their friends, and that no matter what the situation is, that the public safety department, and particularly the police officers in the township of East Brunswick, are here to assist you.
Each year during the Junior Academy, we recognize about 2 to 3 cadets for various awards. One is an academic award, which we give. It's not just fun and games. We do give 3 tests during the week, which I think your kids were surprised at. We also do a physical fitness award, We give a modified PT test, which involves a shuttle run, about a 40-yard dash, some push-ups and sit-ups. And last year, we had such a tight group to make a decision. We felt bad because we could not recognize potentially a third cadet, and we wanted to change that. So this year, we instituted a new Instructor's Merit Award. So that is a third award, and the instructors get together, and surprisingly enough, they all came back with the same conclusion, so it was unanimous. So without further ado, I would like to present awards to the cadets. So the first award is for academic achievement for this week's Junior Academy, and that goes to Joanne Yellowbird. The second award is the Physical Fitness Award. This award this year actually goes to a cadet that has attended our Junior Academy 3 times. So you must like it. That Physical Fitness Award goes to Anthony Cole. I might add, he almost took Officer Angemeyer's head off when he kicked the ball during kickball as well. This year, we also chose squad leaders. And these squad leaders were to account for each cadet in their squad this year. We based it off the military. I haven't been in the Marine Corps myself. I know what the responsibilities are of a squad leader, and we wanted to institute that with our Junior Academy. So this year we chose 3 squad leaders, and it just so happens to go that one of those squad leaders were our Merit Award recipient. And that cadet is Drew Spawn. Seeing you grow from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, you have achieved a lot in my eyes. I saw what you guys drill as we do a lot of close order drill, as you can see. Where you saw in the montage, drill again. Well, it was probably drill again and drill again and drill again if you ask your cadets. Drill instills discipline and immediate response to orders, and that's what I wanted your son and daughter to learn today. So maybe it'll help you out around the house when you tell them to go do something a little bit quicker. So I really appreciate the effort you all put out, and as I said, you're all winners in my eyes. So we're going to present your certificates. Cadet Joseph Aladem. Cadet Ian Clark. Cadet David Dye. Cadet James Delatorre. Cadet Arena Doringa. Cadet Raheel Dudapker. Cadet Kevin Ernst. Cadet Scott Fitzgerald. Cadet Joanne Yellowbird. Cadet Luke Gertaner. Cadet Michael Rakowski. Cadet Liam Heaps. Cadet Lucas Reading. Cadet Vincenzo Adavea. Cadet Christian Jefford. Cadet Nicholas Jefford. Cadet Anthony Cole. Cadet Paslos Maroulis. Cadet Justin McHugh. Cadet Nicholas Patton. Cadet Jeremy Scudo. Cadet Jonathan Scudo. Cadet Daniel Skidmore. Cadet Drew Spahn. Cadet Jonathan Weiner. Cadet Kyle Zielinski. Cadet Morgan Zielinski. And last but not least, Cadet Lucy Zhao.
How about peace? Last number 8.
Hi, it's Mayor David Stahl with another edition of Business Spotlight. I'm pleased to be down at a new business here in town located at 204 Route 18 North, and that's the Farmers Insurance Group, and I'm joined with Anthony, Angel, and Tom here to talk about Farmers Insurance and how they can help you with all your insurance needs here in East Brunswick. So Anthony, why don't you tell us a little bit how Farmers decided to come into East Brunswick and how long you've been open here?
Okay, we've been here about a year. Farmers has come to the East Coast. Farmers has been around since 1927. They decided to come to the East Coast. They're owned by Zurich, which is the largest property casualty company in the world. And Farmers is expanding throughout the East Coast. We have great homeowners, auto, business insurance, life insurance. And I'm here in East Brunswick for probably about 20 years now in other businesses. And I'm happy to be here in East Brunswick as a Farmers agency.
So obviously you believe that East Brunswick is a viable market no matter what the business that you've been in.
Yes, definitely. We are more of a consultative insurance company. We like to make sure that people understand a little bit about their coverages, or a lot more about their coverages, and what they're getting, rather than just giving them insurance.
Angel, why don't you talk about that customer service that's unique to Farmers?
Well, it's unique in that, as Anthony said, we're consultative. So we spend a lot of time explaining the different coverages for both auto and homeowners policies, the differences in how those coverages affect their exposure, and how to just make sure that they're not underinsured, and also just so that they can make better decisions regarding their insurance.
There's one thing that does constantly change is the insurance world.
Definitely, and I believe that customers should make their insurance company work for their clients and prove themselves, and give them the best service. But also, people are going to be shopping around, so you have to stay on and continue to follow through with your clients and make yourself available.
I think that's a good point, Tom, because insurance, if you look at the basic model, I mean, once you're insured, but unfortunately, there are times when you need your insurance agent to come out. Particularly, look, over the last few years, we've had a number of storms in the state of New Jersey. How does your individual agency work with consumers on that end?
Well, we're all accessible 24/7. I always give my clients my cell phone number. I know Angel does, Tony does. I cannot tell how many times we're here until maybe 8, 9 o'clock at night. We're here on weekends. I can guarantee you one of us will be here. The difference about us, we're not order takers. As Angel just said, we try to anticipate people's scenarios as best we can, but the biggest difference is we make recommendations based upon personal circumstances at the time.
And you're not just residential. There is also a business component of it as well?
Yes, we would love to help the business community in not only saving money, but ensuring that their coverages are in place and that they have the proper coverages when needed. Because insurance is only there for you when you need it, and obviously when you go to use that insurance, you got to make sure you have the coverages.
What do you find is like some of the basic and the biggest challenges that you face when you're talking to individuals looking at their insurance needs?
Businesses in general are complicated because there are different types of businesses, there are different types of coverages that you need within business. There are a number of different endorsements that are necessary that they're not aware of. So we have to make them aware of it. It's their choice to make that selection, but we have to make them aware of it.
And you mentioned earlier that Farmers is part of the Zurich Group, so that speaks to the financial backing of the insurance company.
Correct. We own a number of different other companies. We're part of Foremost. We're part of Craft Lake Group. We have Bristol West. So Farmers is a group of different companies. We own 21st Century Auto as well. So it is a strong company to do business with, and feel comfortable that your insurance is there. We have an award-winning claims department. Again, we're out there. We're there with the checks. When you mentioned the storm, we had our recreational vehicle out there, to help during the storm. So it's important that we're there for you when the time comes.
That's great. Now, obviously, how does people get in touch with you here?
Well, our phone number is 732-377-8899, and there's a voice guide to guide them through whether they're filing a claim or whether they need a quote. So it's very simple.
Well, let's talk about simple. Let's hear the Farmers, noise. Let's see how we do together. What's that little jingle?
We are farmers. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
There you got it, folks.
A little off tune, but
You can't beat that. And in all seriousness, I would suggest you come down and meet Anthony and his staff here down at the Farmers Insurance Group here at 204 Route 18 North. And again, thanks for watching.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Hi, I'm Cindy O'Connor for Passion with Purpose. Today's topic is collaborative divorce, and joining me is Dr. Phyllis Marganoff, a specialist in the topic. She is a divorce coach trained in collaborative law, a psychologist specializing in helping couples through life crises, and also a clinical supervisor at the Rutgers Graduate School of Applied and Professional Psychology. Welcome, Phyllis.
Thanks, Cindy.
The last time that you were here, we talked about counseling couples in order to avoid problems like divorce, basically in order to help them navigate through life's challenges. When that doesn't work out, another kind of work may be called for. And I had never heard before of collaborative divorce. I'd heard of mediated divorce, but not collaborative. Tell us what it is.
Collaborative divorce developed about 10 years ago. A lawyer in Minnesota had just finished a really awful litigated divorce. And he said, there's got to be a better way to do this because this destroys people's lives. It costs so much money, and it leaves nobody feeling good. And so he started to work with mental health professionals and financial professionals to develop a team approach that rests on 3 principles. Number 1, the divorcing parties agree that they will not litigate. They will not go to court. 2, they will be transparent. That is, all information will be shared by all parties. And 3, there will be mutual respect, no name calling, no contempt shown, an overall respectful, peaceful process. Some people call it the kinder, gentler way to divorce.
Now, there are also, I think, 3 people who are working together to help.
It is a team approach. Each of the divorcing parties retains a collaboratively trained divorce attorney. And the other team members are a divorce coach who is a collaboratively trained mental health professional, licensed person like me, a psychologist, or a social worker, or another mental health field. But the requirement is that one be trained in collaborative divorce, and it's really important that that person understand human systems, and a financial professional who, again, functions as a neutral, because divorce is really 3 parts. And the people who have done the work on developing collaborative divorce have really observed that divorce is 80% emotional, and the rest of it is the legal and financial. And in fact, there's a kind of Venn diagram, a 3-circle like the Budweiser circles of the intersection of the legal, the financial, and the emotional. But it really requires 3 areas of expertise to get through that with as little destruction as possible.
Yeah, so what happens when people are making really important decisions and they're being informed by anger or by resentment or,
Well, that's where a divorce coach is so important, because a divorce coach is an emotion manager, a relationship manager, and a conflict manager. The divorce coach helps people manage to bring conflict up in a respectful way, developing new patterns in addressing difficult issues.
Having all of these people working on this divorce project, is it more expensive than it would be if you went the traditional route?
Well, there's been a major research project done that suggests that a collaborative divorce costs about 2/3 of a litigated divorce.
Okay, and what does it mean for the children if there are children involved?
Well, this is why I'm so passionate about this. I see divorce like a shipwreck, and the ship is wrecked. Everybody lands in some kind of lifeboat with limited resources. There's limited food, limited water, a little piece of tarp to keep the sun off, and the task is to get that lifeboat over to the island and establish a place to live. Now, when a family is going through that process, the adults have the responsibility to set up 2 homes under 2 trees and be very clear that the family is going to survive this process. The couple can uncouple, but for the children's sake, they have to be aware that their family is going to survive and thrive in the future. And that's what a divorce code can help with.
You know, respecting the rights of confidentiality and privacy and whatnot, can you give us a real life story of how this has worked for someone?
I could give you several, but one stands out a while back. And again, no details here to protect confidentiality, but I had a couple in my office that were struggling with trying to keep their marriage together, and it just was clear that it wasn't going to work. So the man said, "I'm finished, I can't do this anymore." And the woman jumped up, started to yell, "I'm going home and throw all your stuff out on the lawn." And she walked out and slammed the door. And I called her and said, first of all, I don't think you should drive when you're that upset. And secondly, please come back. This is not good for the children. She came back, sat down, and I worked with them for 6 months on a parenting plan. I suggested that they pull in a financial expert and referred them to collaboratively trained lawyers. And they had a peaceful divorce. They continue to co-parent, and life goes on.
Mm-hmm. Phyllis, if people would like more information about this, how can they get it?
The International Academy of Collaborative Professionals has a website called collaborativepractice.com, and on that site there's a Find a Professional section, and you can click on that and find a professional in New Jersey, and also find out all that you want to know about collaborative divorce. There are also 2 local groups, the New Jersey Collaborative Law Group and the Mid-Jersey Collaborative Law Alliance, and they both have websites. And then, of course, you can look on my website, drphyllismarganoff.com, or call me on the phone the old-fashioned way, 908-359-1969.
Phyllis, thanks so much for joining us and talking about this important topic.
You're welcome, Cindy.
For Passion with Purpose, I'm Cindy O'Connor. Thanks for watching.
Okay, in our schools has brought us here to the backyard at Bowne Munro School. It's Rocket Day for the 5th graders, and I'm here with Nicole Pepe, who is the upcoming PTA president here at Bowne. She has a 5th grader, and all of the parents are gathering for the rocket blast off. I know the PTA helps to make it possible for every one of the kids to have their own rocket, which is a very special thing here at Bowne, but there's a lot of special 5th grade activities, and the PTA supports them. Can you tell us some of the other things that are happening?
Sure, I can. We really start, about this time for next year, getting ready for all of their events. We have Carolyn Caraselli, who works very hard to do an amazing yearbook for them. They each get their own 5th grade t-shirt, moving up t-shirt. This week, actually, we're preparing for our Eagles Landing trip on Friday, where we do many, many things for the kids there, including slushies and popcorn and a rock climbing wall and a barbecue lunch, and it's just a lot of fun. And today is like a rocket holiday around here, so we're really excited.
Mm-hmm. It's a great day for it, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
All of these things are just great memory makers for the kids. My 3 kids went to Bowne too.
Absolutely.
And still remember Trash Power, Rocket Day, all the special things that happen here at Bowne Munro, and we are certainly grateful to the PTA for making a lot of that possible. So thanks for being here, and enjoy the blast off.
Thank you. I will. We're excited. Thanks.
Mrs. Fry, we're at Bowne Munro School today. What are we doing?
We have our class of 2013 rocket launch.
Rocket launch. Now, how does this come about? The whole school's here. We've got the principal here. We've got a ground crew announcing everything. What's happening?
We do. For the last month or so, we have been preparing for this day very hard with our unit on rocketry. Mm-hmm. Students learned the parts of the rocket. They passed a quiz identifying the parts and their job. They built their rockets. They prepared them for launch today, and brings us to today.
So it starts in 4th grade, right? Motion and Newtonian design. We get some Newtonian forces going on. Takes them through levers and pulleys in grade 5, which you taught sort of at the beginning of the year. And this is sort of a culmination activity for much of the study in both 4th and 5th grade, really, and also just a fun time.
It's a great day. The weather was with us, which is perfect. Everyone has a great time for many, many years. It's one of the favorite days of the whole school, actually.
It's a tradition, actually. I think Gail Robbie, who was just placed on the Wall of Honor with us in East Brunswick, was actually initiated this many years ago. And you've inherited it. You're doing a great job. You got the parents here and everything.
Yeah, thank you. We love it. We love it, love it, love it. The kids love it. And they've done really a fantastic job.
All right. Mrs. Farrar, thanks so much for all you do for the kids. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Be sure to check out EBTV for a brand new episode of Sports Talk featuring the first class of the new East Brunswick Hall of Fame.
This is one of my favorite end-of-the-year activities. It's a very special night for our athletes and our parents. However, tonight is a special evening for another reason. Tonight we will applaud the first inductees to our newly established East Brunswick Athletic Hall of Fame. Many thanks to Frank Knoppenberger for bringing this vision to the district's recognition committee. It will give us the means to recognize those individuals who have made a significant contribution to our athletic program.
8 former coaches, administrators, and athletic directors were inducted at the 2013 East Brunswick High School Athletics Sports Awards Banquet. EBTV was there to cover the historic day and talk with some of the inductees that were honored. You can catch the episode in its entirety throughout the month of August, on Wednesdays at 5 and 9 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays at 12:30 p.m., and as video on demand at www.ebtv3.org. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching.